Hey everyone, welcome back to 9 to 5 Linux, where we dive into the latest in open source tech and Linux developments. Today, we are talking about the recent release of GNOME 49.2, the second maintenance update in the GNOME 49 series, also known as Brescia. If you are a GNOME user, this is one you will want to check out because it focuses on polishing the experience with better hardware support, accessibility tweaks, and a bunch of bug squashes. Let's break it down step by step so you can see what's new and why it matters. First off, a quick recap. GNOME 49 originally launched a couple of months ago with enhancements like improved color management and better app integration. Now, 49.2 builds on that foundation by addressing user feedback and refining core functionalities. This isn't a massive overhaul with flashy new features. It's more about stability and usability, which is crucial for everyday workflows. One of the standout improvements is in how GNOME handles tiled monitors. If you got a multi-monitor setup where screens are arranged in a grid or non-standard layout, you'll notice smoother performance and fewer glitches when moving windows or adjusting displays. This is especially helpful for productivity pros or gamers who rely on extended desktops. Accessibility gets a boost too. Sticky keys, those helpful modifiers that let you press one key at a time for combos, now work more reliable. Plus, there is added support for ignoring certain modifiers when grabbing keys or buttons in X11 sessions, making it easier for users with custom keyboard setups. For folks using the on-screen keyboard, German and Austrian layouts have been expanded, which means better language support right out of the box. Moving to the specific apps, let's start with the Nautilus, which is GNOME's file manager. It now uses less memory when generating thumbnails, so your system won't bog down as much when browsing image-heavy folders. It also sorts loopback devices correctly, which is a niche but important fix for developers working with virtual file systems. In the Loop Image Viewer, the zoom shortcut for 300% magnification, that's Ctrl plus 3, has been corrected. It used to jump to 200% by mistake. Small change, but it saves frustration during detailed photo editing. GNOME Software, your go-to for app installations, has fixed an issue where version histories for Flatpak apps weren't displaying properly. Offline updates are smoother now, ensuring that when you shut down, the system handles reboot correctly without any hiccups. And for virtual machine users, GNOME Boxes now downloads temp files to a more appropriate location, avoiding clutter in your main temp folder. Web browsing with Ifani, GNOME's built-in browser feels more consistent. It always shows the action bar in a narrow mode, like on mobile views, and decodes URLs properly before displaying them. So, no more worried encoded links confusing you. On the system side, the login screen now sorts sessions by display name, making it easier to pick your preferred environment. Wi-Fi setup in GNOME settings has an improved QR code dialog for sharing networks quickly. And for those still on X11 or mixing the VLAN, global shortcuts won't get stuck in Windows anymore, preventing those annoying input freezes. Bug fixes are plentiful across the board. For example, the lock screen now handles notifications from media players better without ignoring settings. Network icons update correctly when you lose connectivity. No more misleading signals. VPN authentication won't leave behind zombie process that eat up resources. Swipe gestures in right to left languages work as expected. And there is no more misplaced separators in the app dash after unpinning items. Other tweaks include faster application of display changes like brightness adjustments and fixes for search glitches in list. The Orca screen reader has resolved a regression in table navigation, switching modes seamlessly. Even GDM, the display manager, now falls back to X11 properly if auto login fails. Oh, and just a quick note, the GNOME team also rolled out 48.7 for the previous series, with minor fixes in areas like remote desktop, music playback, and core controls. If you're an older setup, that's worth grabbing too. Overall, GNOME 49.2 makes the desktop feel more refined and reliable, especially if you run into any of these issues before. It's rolling out to major Linux distributions like Fedora, Ubuntu, and OpenSUSE soon. So keep an eye on your package manager for updates. If you're on a rolling release, you might already have it. Test it out and let me know in the comments what you think. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more Linux tips, and drop a comment. What's your favorite GNOME feature? Or what do you hope to see in GNOME 50? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.